Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Prelude to Positivity. Today is my longtime friend, who I haven't met in person yet though, but his longtime friend, Mario Temes, and he is an actor, singer, performer, director, producer, writer, and what else? There's so many things on this list.
So
And
many things. So many things. The only thing is Mario Temes, and a
oh,
lot
tell
of people get that wrong.
me.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know you pronounced the
It's
second. Oh,
it's all good. I'm Hispanic. I'm Cuban, so I'm Cuban American. I was first generation born in Miami, and my parents are Cuban. So yeah, it's pronounced Temes. Temes.
Yeah, I'm pronouncing it like an English word.
Yeah, it's all good. Temes, but
Temes?
I'm not a mess. All right. I
That's
don't know what that was.
Temes.
That was
Or you
horrible.
could say Temes and you don't have any time for mess.
Ooh, I like that one. I think I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna write that in my notes.
So for people that don't know much about you, can you just tell us a little bit about you and then how you got started in the whole entertainment industry? Because you do everything right now in the entertainment industry.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Mario Temes. I basically got into the arts. I was always interested in the arts since a very young age because my father's a Spanish TV actor. Oh, well, was a Spanish TV actor, not anymore. He doesn't act anymore, but he was. So growing up, just seeing him on TV all the time had me extremely interested in the whole world, and it just kind of awed me to see my father on TV. And then, although it was a bit annoying while we were going out and people would stop him and stuff, but I still like that. It was different. I didn't even know what was going on at the time. I just wanted to go get some video games at GameStop or something as a kid, you know. And but then I would see my father on TV and he would play like a whole completely different person, and that just drew me in so much. And it made me, it got me interested. So then at the age of 7, I had told my father that I believe it was 7 through 9, but I do believe it was 7 years old, where I had told my father I was interested and if there was any way I could get on. And he actually did help me get on. I played Elian, who's the young Cuban boy who came over here, and people know him as his raft actually got pushed and helped out by dolphins.
Yep.
And my father was very well known for playing Fidel Castro, funny enough. So I got him to do a skit with where I played Elian and he played Fidel Castro, and it never aired because I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. I just knew that I could get some money to buy Spider-Man 3 at the time, or Spider-Man 2 for the Wii. That's all I knew at the time. And I was like, I'm down to do it. And also I was interested after seeing my father on TV. But it never aired. But and that was on a show called La Cosa Nostra. And after that, I was very interested in music as well. And my father surprised me with a drum set at the age of 11. And from there, I joined a bunch of bands. I toured South Florida with different bands where I then ended up picking up the guitar, singing, bass guitar. And yeah, so I got really involved in music, which led me to musical theater in school. After seeing my sister do musical theater, I figured, well, I like acting and I like music. Let me do musical theater. So I did musical theater. And then it wasn't until I was at a friend's house. I started taking acting classes around the age of 17. And yeah, I started musical theater at the age of 13, 14. It was 8th grade. And then when I was 17 years old, I was auditioning for an independent film, which one of my friends was helping me film. And at the time, she was signed to the agency. Well, now it's my manager, but to the agency that I ended up signing with. And that agent, who's now my manager, Lorraine Muller, she happened to be there visiting she's actually, she lives in Atlanta, but she happened to be visiting, and she was visiting my friend, and she saw me audition for the independent project, and she was very interested, and she ended up picking me up. And that's how I got into the film and TV industry. That was
Cool.
a
And
lot. And
you do music. You still pursuing the music?
I am still pursuing music. Yes, I'm actually trying to go a little bit of a different path now. I was a little lost at first trying to find my sound. I think like any musician really. I had I had, because I rap, sing, and I also scream. I do screamo as well. So I kind of was trying to find my sound and somehow mix all of that together. And yeah, so I have a bunch of songs that aren't released yet, but they're already mixed and mastered, so they're ready to go. I have about 16 songs. I'm gonna narrow it down so I could do an EP. And then yeah, I know.
That'll be a
And
maxi.
then and I'm gonna narrow it down a lot and then release the rest probably as singles, and some maybe never released, maybe later in the future. And but I am trying to take a little turn now and start recording drums, guitar, bass all by myself.
Wow.
And have it mixed and mastered by an engineer. I do know how to mix and master as well, because I did study audio engineering a bit, but I prefer to have someone else handle it. So I want to play every instrument and then sing over it for my next project, not the EP that I'm talking about that I'm gonna release, but after that, that's my plan, is to release an all like another EP or maybe an LP where it's all the music's done by me.
That's cool. Well, with Spotify now and the streaming services, you could pretty much release whatever you want at any
Yeah,
time. Do one
very
song.
true.
So it's kind of cool. I've seen people do even like maxi albums where it's like 18 songs at once, which is a lot, but
Yeah. I agree. That is a lot. That is a lot. I think I'm like 2 songs away from that. I can maybe
yeah,
do it.
really. Well,
But
because think of all the work you put into it, right? You want to release it a
yeah,
little so people really pay attention.
thank you. Exactly. I don't think personally, I don't think it's good to off the bat just release a album with like 20 songs, because people need to get to know your sound first, see how they feel about it, and then you could drop that and it'll do better, in my opinion. That's what I think.
So besides the music, what else are you working on or looking forward to working on now that things are
Um,
opening up?
well, I've been auditioning a lot as of late, and I have a few projects up in the air, which I'm, hoping for the best. That's just how the industry is. I've auditioned. I actually, I had taken a little break. I had to take a little break for my mental health and just my life in general. And as soon as I got back, I just got hit with audition after audition. So those are up in the air, but I am awaiting finally Black Dragon, which is a film I filmed back in 2013 or 14. Actually, it might have been 2016. I'm giving you wrong answers now. So you know what?
So it's
I don't
like
know.
5 years ago.
Yeah, no. I actually was like 5 years ago. So something like that. So yeah, I filmed it a long time ago, maybe like 5 years ago. And that was honestly, it was my favorite project till this day that I've done. And it's finally being released. It's finally being released because they had to work on the CGI for it. They already released a picture. If you guys want to check it out, the film is called Black Dragon by the director Alexander Thompson, and the dragon looks amazing. But that's why it took so long, because the CGI. There's a friend over there. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, the CGI took. It takes money and time. So, but it's finally coming out within the next 2 months. So I'm looking forward to that event.
Well, then last year we were all on pause, so
Yep,
anything that had
exactly.
been done by last year wasn't getting done unless it was already
Exactly.
finished, right?
I agree. Yep.
So what have been some of your favorite roles so far and some of the favorite people that you've worked with, other than your
So
dad?
yeah, nah. So Black Dragon was actually my favorite one, the one I just spoke about, and that's why I'm so excited for it to come out, because I played Private Zap, and I got to knock out 2 of my bucket list goals, which was one, to work on a fantasy film, right? And second was to work on a war film. And I never thought that those 2 would kind of clash together, but I got to knock out both of those out of the list. And I played Private Zap in the movie, and I play alongside. I'm in a platoon, right? I'm in a platoon basically, and I'm alongside some great actors. And also, Celia Wu is not part of the platoon, but she is in the film. She's great too. We have Matthew Lo Negro, who's a really good friend of mine. Matthew Lo Negro, who was on Scandal, Sopranos, Teen Wolf. He was Scott's dad. He's done a lot of great work too. So I got to work with a bunch of great actors, and The director Alexander Thompson was so awesome, dude. There was a scene where I'm not gonna say what happens, but basically it was a very, very intense scene, and it was super intense and dramatic. And we shot it twice, and then on the third take, he comes up to me, and it's very quiet. We're inside this tent. This tent is beautiful, by the way. That's another reason I love this film. As soon as I got on the set, there was so many tents, and everything was set up to look like we were actually in the in at war. It was insane. The tent, it just felt so real, and it's so dark and gloomy. And Alex comes up to me and he's like, "All right, I want you to go completely off script when I say action. Just do whatever comes to you, whatever." And I love that I was able to be given that freedom. So we did it, and I remember I was so into the role that I wasn't paying much attention, but I can still remember with my peripheral, I can remember Alex just like this, just looking at me, like improvise, and then the scene finishes and he goes, "Cut, we got it, move on."
Oh, wow.
And I was like, nice. So it was such a good feeling, and not a lot of directors give you that creative freedom to just do what you want to do. So that was a beautiful thing. So from the director to the cast to the whole crew, who was also phenomenal, that was my favorite role for sure. My favorite project that I've done so far. All of them are my favorite though.
Of course. I mean, you can't pick one. It's like having kids, right? You know.
No, it really is. No, yeah, I loved almost I loved everything I worked on, except maybe some beginning stuff where I had some troubles in there. But for the most part, every project I've done, I've had a good experience, and everybody's been great. So
cool. And how have you been handling the pandemic, and what's been getting you through this lockdown that we're hopefully getting out of?
So yeah, getting out for sure. Playing music, honestly, playing music, hanging out with the wifey, with the girlfriend, hanging out with her, spending time with her to we both got tested, we were good, negative. Watching a lot of Netflix, and writing a lot of music and poetry as well, not just music, poetry as well. And yeah, just playing music, playing a lot of video games. I play World of Warcraft. I play video games. I do music and watch movies in my local. There's another plane, sorry. There's a lot of planes around me.
And then where do you see the future of the business for you? Like, what direction are you going to go in? Stay acting, or are you going to try directing, producing? I know you have a lot of other projects that you're working on that incorporate creative people as well. So I know you want to always help other people.
100%. Yeah. So for now, yeah, so many things. That's a good question, and I really got to round this one up. But basically, so Elegant Elements is a collective that I'm trying to start, and it's basically just a movement to help artists all get together and be able to have a safe space where if they need a dancer, they can get a dancer. They need a director, they can get a director. They need a cinematographer, get a cinematographer. Actors, painters, tattoo artists. Anyone that considers themselves an artist is able to represent the collective, and that's basically where I'm heading towards, being the CEO of that, but also of course continue acting. Most definitely, that's my passion and my love, and I could not live without acting. So but also definitely directing in the future. I've already directed 2 projects. One called La Llave del Rey, which was my first award for best director, and that was kind of cool, I guess. And definitely music, to continue doing music and releasing it, and hopefully touching people through my acting, directing, music, and the collective, and helping others out. I really wanna make sure I help artists, because it's such a tough career being an artist of any sort. So I want to help them out. And
right now, if you need help with a project or something like that, people have to pretty much go word of mouth, or what do they do? Like go online and try to find people. But if it was one place, like a directory, would be even easier. Social media, right? Because it's all there.
Exactly. So, and I know this has been done before. I know there's been some sort of social media like stage 32, I believe it is, and stuff where you can find other artists and message them and whatnot. But this is more so, a collective, like a movement in a sense, and spread positivity, which I love that this is what this was named, because I do want to spread positivity, and that's the ultimate goal for the collective.
And then speaking of social media though, how do you right now use your social media to help you to achieve the goals that you set for yourself?
Social media, I think it's great for getting your projects out there, getting like you said, word of mouth. So you could technically, you post your stories, you post your projects, pictures of your projects, etc. But I think it's just a great way to connect with people, and let them know what you're working on, let them know that you're still busy, and let them know what's coming out. So it's a great way to update people so they stay on top with your career, what you're doing, and also a great way to spread a message, spread the positivity, spread um you have you people need to notice that as artists, we sometimes tend to get to a level that we can make a very big impact. So we have to be careful what we're saying on social media, because it really can impact a really big part of the world. So you want to make sure you use it for good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A lot of people get themselves in trouble because
Oh
a
yeah.
little bit too
Uh,
much with the social
I think
media.
I've been there too. I've been in trouble a few times, but nothing crazy. I've been not canceled or nothing, because I'm not crazy like those people. But just saying, yeah.
So where can we find you online if people want to go follow you after today and
Sorry,
keep
my
up with you?
AirPod fell out. Yeah, you're good. At Mario Temes. So that's my social media on all platforms, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's Mario Temes. Obviously, Facebook would be facebook.com/Mario Temes. Um, and then yeah, Twitter and Instagram is at Mario Temes. Yeah.
And then all these things that you have going on though, what are you most passionate about in your life?
What I'm most passionate about in my life, being happy, just living life, not letting things get me down, and staying alive. No, no, yeah, just to continue working, and be happy, and continue. I think if I could just continue working and impacting people in a positive way, then I'm doing it right, and I'm happy.
Cool. And then if you took on one more thing and you decided to
Yeah,
write a, what would this chapter of your life be called?
through hell and back,
Wow.
through hell and back. Yeah.
Kind of appropriate after last year.
It rolled over though. It rolled over. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Things are starting to look brighter though. So
Hey,
through hell and back. Now we're good. We're good.
now we're back on track, hopefully.
Yeah.
And what's the most fulfilling part of all the things that you do for you?
The most fulfilling part, um, seeing the younger crowd be happy and awed. I love children. I can't wait to have some of my own. I've already been getting baby fever, so I gotta chill, gotta relax, take it back a step. But I love kids so much, and yeah, I the first fan that ever asked for a picture was this sweet little girl, the main actress in Outcast, in by Robert Kirkman of The Walking Dead. And I remember she ran up to me with her mom, and yeah, she just, the way that she was in such awe, it just touched my heart. She looked like she had seen a ghost, but in the best way possible, and it touched my heart so much. I honestly, like, yeah, I love being able to you know to motivate the younger crowd. So that's why I'm saying, we got to make sure that what we do, we remember that we have, some of us artists have younger crowds looking at us, and make sure to positively motivate them, so then, because they're going to be the next ones, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, it's a snowball
Yeah, and
effect.
even
So
if they don't want to get into the business, they still need some positive reinforcement because it's
in
so.
anything, yeah, in anything in life, you're right, you're right. Yeah.
And then in this past year, we had so much time because we were inside a lot. So what did you learn about yourself while you were kind of being isolated and put on pause for a little bit?
I learned that that I'm a lot more patient than I thought when it comes to my craft. At least I'm not too patient on a lot of other things, but when it comes to my craft, I learned that I'm very patient and that everything takes its time and things are gonna happen when they're meant to happen. You know, I used to audition and then stress the audition and be like, oh my God, did I get it? Did I get it? No, yes, no. Now I audition, let it go. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not meant to be. There's something out there that's better. So I've learned just to be more patient when it comes to my craft and just, you know, let life do its thing.
Go with the flow and trust the process.
Hey, yeah, basically. Yeah.
And then what do you hope that we all learned in this time that we can actually keep with us going forward and we don't forget about?
To love ourselves. To love ourselves, for sure. Love ourselves, keep going, never give up. Doesn't matter how long it takes to do anything in life. I'm not just talking about acting, but anything that you want to commit and put your heart to. It doesn't matter. Sometimes it could take 5, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and it might take a week. It might be overnight success. You never know, but don't give up even if you're on your 19th year, because your 20th year might be the one that works. And this goes for anything in life, not just, acting.
Cool. What's one thing that you absolutely cannot live without?
I can't live without the film industry and without music and yeah, everything I do, I guess. I can't live without my heart. I can't live without my no, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just being stupid. No, yeah, I guess film, TV and music it'd be heartbreaking if that all just disappeared.
And what's one thing that you wish we could all live without?
Oh, that's a good question. Racism, homophobia, transphobia, every type of every type of racism, everything that's been going on for the past 5 years, all the hate, I guess is the better word to say. All the hate. If we could just eliminate all the hate and everybody could just love each other and be happy and worry about themselves and not other people and things that doesn't even matter to them. Like it's just so much hate. It's ridiculous. And I really wish we could just grab all those people and put them on an island and goodbye. And then we might be a lot better. And then they could just fight with each other over there and then we're good,
I'm sure they'd find something. Even if they agreed about everything, they'd still find something to fight about.
Dang, you're right. 100%. Yeah, you're right.
And if you had to describe Mario Temes in 3 hashtags, what 3 hashtags would you use to describe yourself?
Coolio, ice, baby. No, I'm playing. I would say charismatic, goofy, and nerdy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a huge geek. I'm a huge nerd, believe it or not.
So besides the usual Twitter and Instagram and all that, are you on TikTok and all that with all your goofiness?
So I actually just made a TikTok because my girlfriend told me I needed to and that I should hop on that train. So I just did it. I just made one a week ago. I have some TikToks in my drafts, but I haven't released any. But yeah, I just made it. So I think I am gonna start putting some of my goofiness on there just for fun to mess around. And that's probably a great way to get through the pandemic as well. Just make TikToks at home since there's not a lot of filming going on right now. I could just film myself doing goofy stuff. So
why not? And then you've been mostly working in Atlanta, right? For your stuff?
Yeah.
So becoming a big hub for the business.
Huge.
Do you see that being the same, or do you think it's going to get even more so as we go forward?
I think it's going to get even more so. I think especially once the pandemic dies down, everybody's going to be on go mode trying to just like run at it full speed. And I think Atlanta's such a big place with their tax incentives and everything. I think so many great opportunities in Atlanta, and I think it's just going to continue growing. Of course, LA is still LA, Hollywood's still Hollywood, but Atlanta is definitely, for the East Coast, they're killing it, and I believe they're gonna continue killing it for
You
sure.
also have room there for sound stages, right? Because there's space there, so you can space things out.
Yeah,
You can properties. I know they built those big sound stages when they were filming like the Vampire Diaries and those shows. So that's all still.
exactly. Yeah, that's a great thing about being somewhere where it's less city and more like country, I guess you could say. Um, a little more isolated in some parts. Atlanta's a city, obviously, it's very busy. But when they film outside of Atlanta, that it's a lot of vegetation, a lot of trees and whatnot. Yeah, there's so much space to build and do so much. So most definitely, yeah, yeah.
Cool. And then, if you had to leave everybody with some final thoughts, what do you want to just leave everybody with?
Some final thoughts. Be happy. Once again, do you. Never give up. Honestly, it sounds so basic and corny, but it's true. Just do you and be happy, and never let anyone bring you down, and always push towards your goals, and tell yourself not when no yeah don't tell yourself will I make it, tell yourself when I make it, blah 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 blah. And don't want to make it just for, oh, I have status, oh, look at me, I'm famous. No. Do it so you can make an impact on this world, on the youth, on those that are not the youth, on everybody. Just make a positive impact and use it for that. That's
Cool.
it.
And then just remind everybody where they can find you, and also the project that's coming up, the movie that's coming up.
Yeah. So at Mario Temes. So the little at symbol, Mario Temes. That will be on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook. You could just search up Mario Temes. You'll see my little verified page there. And TikTok now too, Mario Temes on TikTok as well. So follow my TikTok that I will start posting soon. And the film that's coming out is Black Dragon by Alexander Thompson, which check out some of his work as well. He's a great director, and be prepared for Black Dragon to release. On IMDb it says 2018 because that's when it was originally supposed to be released. However, it's about to be updated. So just follow Alexander Thompson Films, and he's been posting updates about the project. So he'll let you guys know when it's released, or you can just go to my page and I'll also let you guys know when it's released.
Do you know where it's going to be mostly? Is it going to be a Netflix thing or?
So he hasn't actually told me how it's premiering, right? He told me he has plans for it, but he doesn't want to tell us exactly what's going on. So I have no idea. I have no idea where it's gonna premiere. But that's what I'm saying. Follow me at Mario Temes, and I'll make sure to let you guys know when it's releasing for sure, or follow him or the film's page. Either way.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody follow Mario, and then you'll know when it comes out because it sounds really good. I mean, I love fantasy movies and then action and all
Right.
that. I love that, especially when
I
it
love
gets
that too.
the sad parts or the parts that you can relate to your own life, even though it's a fantasy. You're like, wait, that kind of makes sense to me. Even yeah.
Yes, exactly. And fantasy, that's why it was on my bucket list, and it's still on my bucket list. I would love to continue working in fantasy, and I would love to, because it's the one thing that you're never really gonna be able to do in real life is fantasy stuff. Like it's not possible.
The most pretend you'll ever be, right?
The most pretend. So, and then especially like acting with nothing there, and then seeing the final product, and now there's something there like the Black Dragon. Is it's cool. It's crazy. So then you're in a whole other world. So I love fantasy.
Is there a possibility for sequels with this one?
Like, yeah, possibly. I could see. I could see there being somewhat of a sequel. I could see it take. It would. Yeah, I could see it. And let me just leave it at that. I'm about to spill some tea, so yeah.
So thank you so much for taking time, because I know you're so busy with all the things you have to do, but I like talking to you, and
thank you.
It's fun. And hopefully one day we'll run into each other in Atlanta or Florida or LA or New York.
I know. I would love that, Tommy. I would love that. We definitely have to meet up one day and catch some coffee or something.
Yay. Okay. Thank you so much. And then everybody follow Mario because I want to see this movie.
Thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Once again, at Mario Temes. So yeah.
Yes. Yes.